right. All right. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. How's everybody doing? How are we doing? Coach Hoop? Yeah, I know. I know, Coach Hoop. If only we had a runner. If you guys missed, I didn't really talk about it too much, but Coach Hoop and I was talking about a trade last week. But sometimes markets are easier after a little bit of hindsight. But let's make sure we have a looks good, sounds good. I look rested. I feel a lot better. It's Sunday. I got some good rest, and I do feel a lot better. Give me a second while I get a few things up. NASDAQ. NASDAQ's been popping, huh? Halftime show sucks. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I have zero interest in it. My Green Bay Packers didn't make it, so I don't find it too entertaining. Maybe the commercials. I'll watch the commercials after. But let's get through some of this. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, in the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything that I say and go over is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's not a signals class. You know the drill. Let's get to these markets. How's everybody doing? It is Sunday night. I appreciate everybody tuning in here. You might have the Super Bowl up and maybe me on the side, maybe me and not even watching the Super Bowl. I do know that we have a bunch of traders around the world internationally, and tune into this. It's always great. So I'm here. This is my trading comes first, always. Let's get through some. Feel free to ask any question in the YouTube chat, and I'll see if I can answer it. I know there's a lot of craziness going on around social media. I found that a lot more entertaining than watching the Super Bowl right now. I know that. But yeah, this is more American. Hey, there you go, Trader Steve. This is better, more entertaining, better than the Super Bowl. Fair enough. Trading greater than the Super Bowl. As long as it doesn't get in the way of your personal life, right? That's the last thing I would want in my own trading, which I let it get in the way a while ago. Talking about the psychological side of trading. I don't really want to dive in depth now. Tonight, it's Sunday night. It's more of a relaxed. I don't want to dive in depth too much in the psychological side of trading. Maybe we could get kind of a psychological side when we have Coach Jay on Monday. That'd be nice. So let's get some of these questions. It is halftime. Oh, well, that's nice. This is the Super Bowl. This is better than the Super Bowl. Is there a Topstep advertisement during the Super Bowl? I do not know. Like I said, I don't know. I cannot. I don't have inside information. I've said that so many different times. The way I get, you know what you could do. Follow Michael Patak. Follow MP on Twitter. That's the best way if you want to get a little bit of insight, where he'll post something before anybody really knows about it. But he did post one thing. If you want to go look and see it, he said keep an eye out on the Super Bowl for an Easter egg. So whatever that means. It'd be so cool seeing Topstep playing during the game. I mean, we're right here. I'm live. TopstepTV. I'm here. Slow markets. # slow markets during Super Bowl. That's a little bit better. Based off his tweet, it seems like it. Yeah, I honestly, the best way always, and will always has been, always will be, is to wait for any official announcement, right? I hate the speculation. It bugs the heck out of me. Speculation, assumptions, when people say, oh, it seems like, it looks like, I think this, I think that. No, just wait for something official, because honestly, 9 times out of 10, it's just like trading, right? You think something's going to happen in trading, and boom, wow, it surprised me, right? We was watching this sell off here in the NASDAQ over the past week or two, and here we are. We had a 1,000-point rally here in the NASDAQ on basically Friday, right? Like this is a big rally on the NASDAQ. I mean, we look at that, over 1,000 points. So let's go through a top-down analysis, and then, like I said, we'll get to some questions. I'll get to more questions, and look at this daily chart here. On the NASDAQ, once again, if you guys have been tuning into slow markets, you know what I was looking for, right? Look at these lows. Look at these lows. And sure enough, we bounced off of it. I talked about it last week, throughout most of the week. It always looks the scariest at the bottom, right? It looks so scary when we're down here, like we're going to break through and just fall off a cliff even further. But sure enough, it just, these markets, these equities, it's just so resilient, so resilient. We bounced off those 24,200s, and we looked down and like, oh wow, we're already back into this smaller range that we've been in for for quite some time. So there's an opportunity there. I missed it, unfortunately, and the market just kept rallying. Never fade a Friday rally. That is for sure. So big rally. We did break through down. We broke out of a lot of the sell side pressure. I don't think the pressure's gone, right? It's earnings season. We went through earnings season, talked about Amazon. I haven't even checked the stocks tonight, to be honest. I think I could go through and check some of these stocks. Give me a sec. I want to see. I'm curious. You watch the halftime show? No, I'm right here with you guys. I'm right here on air. I'm not watching any of that. I mean, it's all going to be all recorded, right? One second. I'm checking. Coach Hoop is confirming something with me. Okay. There you go. I just got confirmed. I always have got good conversations back and forth with Coach Hoop and Bruno behind the scenes. That helps also. Like I said, running a show is a lot of work. Yes, and I get help behind the scenes. So big shout out to Bruno and Coach Hoop when he comes on. And then just shows up for that. So let's watch these markets. There's the NASDAQ. Maybe we had that nice rally. I wouldn't be too surprised at a pullback here in gold. NASDAQ, a pullback here in the NASDAQ. I don't know how much. Maybe a retest of 25,000 evens, but we're already seeing kind of a 3-bar reversal. It's already panning out, 1, 2, 3, and we're getting a little bit of sell-off already. We're up 0.25% on this, but I want to take a look at gold real quick. Let's take a look at gold and then touch base on silver. Gold, looks like we gapped up higher. Nice gap up, rallied up to 5,070. Selling off. Maybe we come down and retest, 49.80s. We got just getting started actually. So 9 minutes. We have about 20 minutes at the top of the hour. This 5,000 is a big level. 5,000 is such a big level on gold. Maybe we hover around there for quite a while. I wouldn't be too surprised. Let me look at the daily. Metals have been so volatile lately. Obviously, that's why you're seeing a lot of companies put restrictions on metals, is because of how volatile it is, avoiding a lot of that speculation. But yeah, it's not just companies. It's a lot of reputable. Let's look at. Okay. So Intel's up 1%. Microsoft and Amazon are both up 1%. So even though Amazon had a bad earnings, Amazon was down like 10% on earnings last week, but here we are up 1%. So we're climbing back some of the earnings from Amazon. Everything's green across the board. Silver's up 4%, like Coach Hoop was saying. Silver's up 4%. We're crossing above 80, and we're looking at gold right now. Gold's up 0.5%. So this is a daily chart on gold. You can see how there's resistance up here at 5,000, and there's some support at 4,700s. Maybe we start to be range bound. Can gold be range bound for a little bit? Sure. Am I going to trade it? Maybe. Let's zoom in on an hourly chart. Let's zoom in on an hourly chart. Kind of just watching these major pivots here, like big resistance up here at 5,100. We held some major support. Seems like right where this rally started here at 4,700s, and so we're seeing some resistance here. The question is, are we going to just see this maybe a consolidating pattern in gold? There's maybe some flagging pattern, consolidating pattern. I'm going to lean towards yes. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to lean towards yes. Obviously, we have news that comes out. We have headlines that come out. But if markets start to calm down, I would be leaning towards, because anything's possible, right? Anything can happen. I would lean towards more of a consolidation. Maybe, look for a higher low. Will it come all the way down here? Will it be up here? I mean, no one knows. Nobody really knows. If we do catch a good sell in gold, maybe we come down and test this big level, 4,900. It's more of a zone. So maybe we could come down here and test these 4,913. On the flip side, maybe we come test these highs. If we do break out, then I'll have to reevaluate on this. So I'm looking for gold to be more range bound. And I'm pretty sure I could say the same thing on silver, right? Let's look at silver. Silver's volatility continues to be just so extreme in these metals. So silver's a lot weaker, right? These comparing silver and gold right now. So we've seen gold, but now you see silver. Silver's a lot weaker. We didn't come up and test these highs here in silver. We actually held these 71s. So it's right in the middle. Silver's a lot less tradable for me right now because of that. Like, you can see where we had that big bounce. Maybe silver could rally up and come test these 90s, these highs. That would not surprise me if silver comes up and tests these 90s again, maybe these upper 88, 89, but still needing this market to calm down a little bit, show better structure. I mean, depth of market, talking about depth of market. It's like, oh, why is everybody doing restrictions on metals? This is a good example of why, right? Crazy volatility. Every single time I look at the silver, it's either up or down a dramatic percentage, right? 4%. Last year at this time, if we seen gold or silver up or down 4%, something's going on, right? It's a major event that happened to cause gold or silver to be up or down 4%. Now it seems like it's the norm, right? So there's these extreme volatility, the depth of market. This is a mini. So it's restrictions around the financial industry. It sucks, but it does make sense. That's how it works. I know. I trade it in my personal account as well. I don't. It sucks. Whenever I look, Coach Hoop, we was trading it. I traded it in my personal account, and I look to place one mini on my personal. It was $107,000 in margin. $107,000 of margin to place one mini of silver. And it was insane. Yeah, Coach Hoop, crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Sadly, I didn't see until after the fact. Yeah, it was. And it's based off of a percentage now, I believe. Of course, silver was trading up in these 100s. If it's based off a percentage, now that it's down, I think it's at, I'll tell you right here. A mini is 88,000. 88,000 for margin. NASDAQ, yes. Yep. 88,000 for one mini. It's become everyone's. These metals are crazy. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I had 3 on at one time. Let's look at this. 5 minute here on silver, and then I'm gonna go over to gold, see if we could find some good opportunities to trade here. Nice bounce off this support resistance. I just have a hard time. Maybe micros are a lot better, honestly. Better price structure. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. Still, the spread's dramatic on the micros in silver. I don't like that. I always look at this. Yeah, I always look at this, the spread difference between the bid and ask. It's still a little wider than I would like, right? 4, 5, 8 ticks at any given time. So you're getting in at a market order, you're going to be losing money. Oh, and then if it goes against you and it hits your stop loss is a market. So you're going to get some slippage. Live account, focusing on it. You want to practice like you play. Seeing any sports, every single professional sport, every single professional thing, right? Flight simulator, you want your pilot of your airplane that you're in to practice on the most realistic flight simulator before they step into an airplane for the very first time, right? So you want your simulated environment that you're practicing on, and you're putting and investing all this time to be as realistic as possible, right? Because you don't want to go to a live account and be like, oh, so many different things are different that I didn't know. So that is like, just understand that. I've seen some people ask me, it's like, well, the simulated environment is a little bit different. Why are you going to make them the same? Well, that's why. Because we're practicing. We're trying to get better so we can make money consistently on our own and be able to duplicate it consistently. And if you could do that in a sim, awesome. Now it's time to step into the real world and see if you could do it. Flight Simulator is actually a pretty good example. I like that one. I'm gonna keep using that one. Let's take a look at gold. Let's see if we could do that. Let's get some music going. Let's get to some questions. I got to turn my speakers on. Someone says, I lost 17,000 last week on silver in my personal. Hopefully that is a smaller percentage and you're able to, hopefully it doesn't affect you too much, because dollar amounts can be very relative. It's different, but it needs to emulate live completely. Yeah, Tina. Yep. It's different. And I know companies, if I was going to practice in a simulated environment, I want it to be as real as possible. Every little detail. Now, I know it's impossible to be 100%, but as close as it gets, right? All right, here's micro gold. Micro gold. Let's zoom in. Let's get this. I know. Let me know if the music is too loud. I'm going to try and get it going. All right, let's get it. Let's get to your questions. Let's get some questions. Remember, it's Sunday night. It's an hour-long class. If there's a trade, I'm going to take it, but I'm going to be more patient. Sticks. Eats the sim turds, whatever that means. It happened on the day of that big sell-off. Oof. Volume is good. Thanks, Bruno. Kikabing? I think that's you say it. Am I a millionaire? What do you define as a millionaire? Wealth to me is not in dollars. Wealth to me is in my health right now. I got called up to live. How are the fills on sim versus live? Well, if you're using limit orders, the fills should be similar, right? Market, you might see a little bit, but the difference between sim and live are really, really close. You shouldn't notice a dramatic difference if you're not trading something insanely volatile, right? Slippage. You have $1 million, Lane. You got $1 million in your bank account, or you have $1 million. That's your definition of a millionaire. I'm trading my first funded tonight. Nice, Spence. I'd love to hear that. Just treat it. Risk management is number one, right? Risk management is number one. How much? Oh, not enough. Never enough. It's never enough. I got my first payout last week, all jacked up. Love to hear that. And you know what? We could do some hashtag. Coach J. Coach J, I love you, man. Always. It's me and Coach J, man. We're battling. We got me and him always. Yeah, if you, you know what? I'm gonna post this. If you guys don't like the Super Bowl, if you're bored in the Super Bowl, you come and watch me on air. Slow market, so much better, so much better. Yeah, let's get this. Trades 420. Why did Topstep lower prices then up them again? What do you mean by that? Like when? You have to give me timelines. Give me timelines, more details. How's your draw feeling? It's feeling a lot better. Classic. It's feeling. This is better than. This is way better than Super Bowl. Ooh, there we go. I like that one. I tagged you on Instagram. Try and do it for Twitter, okay? I'm not the best with the Instagram. I gotta reply to Jay real quick. I gotta reply to Coach Jay. We got 1,100 people watching. Come on, hey, we gotta do that. Let's. Oh. Why did you choose the 100-tick chart and the 5-minute chart for your trading? It's honestly, the 100-tick chart is for price action. You know, seeing the zoomed in, a more zoomed in view of price structure, right, for triggers and trailing stop losses. The 5-minute has been for setups. It's all price action though. It's relative. Will I trade the same setups whether it's 5-minute or 3-minute? Most likely, right? Is there a big difference for me between 5-minute and 3-minute? No. Is there a big difference between the 5-minute and say 2-minute? No. It's all the same. It's just the way you view it, right? This is all the same price, and it's the same market. It's just the way you view it. Price action is price action. That's why I love the 100-tick chart. Can I do a standing backflip? No. I cannot do a standing backflip. I came here to get away from the Super Bowl. Hey, Lefty, welcome. Rather pad my XFA than watch the game? I'm with you. I'd rather spend Sunday night, chill here with everybody here, have a conversation, goes back and forth, entertain some trolls as well, and much better than the Super Bowl, right? Much better than the Super Bowl. I don't know. What about the second charts? Oh, there's Coach Jay. There's Coach Jay. You find this a lot better than the Super Bowl. You know, we're having fun. Yo, Dakota, take trades in practice if you're not planning to risk XFA trading. Well, this is my live account, right? So I'm gonna look for trade and good trade setups in my live account. But if I see something worth it, yeah, I'm gonna place a trade. Dakota, are you still amateur or have you turned pro? I'm gonna be amateur. I'm not gonna be a professional boxer. I'm gonna stay with amateur boxing. Now, I don't want to say I care about my, and this might be something weird to say. I don't want brain damage, right? There's a big difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing. Amateur boxing, I could put the headgear on. We have 16-ounce gloves, and it's less prone to head injuries than going professional. And I don't need to do it for the money. I do it for the love of the sport. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I gotta see something. Coach Hoop. Oh, okay. I got a tease for everybody. You guys are okay. Coach Hoop, eyes, I had a tease. If you guys were watching the Super Bowl, yeah, that Easter egg, is there on the Super Bowl. It's gonna be an Easter egg hunt this week. I don't know. It's gonna. Oh man, I'm so excited. 2026 is gonna be amazing. Big stuff coming. Right, Coach Jay? I don't. That's all they give me. That's all they give me. But Coach Shay and I know a little bit more between ourselves, and some of it's big stuff for our, personal big stuff too. Saw a live Muay Thai fight live in Thailand last night. Do you think you like Muay Thai? No, Miles. I appreciate Muay Thai. but in my humble opinion, Muay Thai and boxing are so different. I'm not gonna get hit in the head by a freaking elbow or a kick. I don't want that. All right, gold catching a bid here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm getting in long gold here. I don't mind a long. Let's get in long. Long and strong. We came down. We retested this price from the opening price. Found a little bit of a higher low, right? Looking to get in with this momentum. Maybe we come back up and test these 30s. Okay. All right. I'm going to add to this. I'm going to add. See if we could get some buyers stepping in here. Top of the hour in 3 minutes. I need to be aware of that. So I'm going to look for price to retest these 30s. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong quick. I'm going to zoom in here. You're already long before I did. Well, you got a better price. If I was watching a little bit sooner, I think I could have been able to get into those 14s or 15s. Yeah, that... Well, if I'm wrong quick. That's why I just said. So, well, looks like I'm going to be wrong, right? Well, turns out I'm wrong. Let's bail. Let's bail. Minus 200 on that one. That was a complete... What's the opposite of a V shape? What's the opposite of V shape? I got cooked on that one. Minus 200. That was a big rejection. That's not what I wanted to see for the buyers. All right. One thing I'm watching now. How do we go retest these lows? Do we go retest 5,000? A B shape, upside down V shape, a dunce cap. I like that. That was a dunce cap. Yeah, that big dunce cap. Less than 2 minutes at the top of the hour. Let's see how we react at the top of the hour. Greg F1313. I got that. I got what you sent me. That's funny. That's funny. But I can't show that one on air. All right, I can't show that one on air. So go ahead, do hashtag slow markets. We could do hashtag slow markets. Come on, I shared it. There goes gold. Gold's selling off. Retest 5,000. So there's the test of 5,000. Silver up 4%. Let's take a look at silver. I wouldn't mind. I'm going to be honest. I would not mind a short silver here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. I need to make sure I'm risking 450. I need to switch this to ticks. I wouldn't mind a short silver to go retest. Maybe take a peek below these 80s. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take that. Retest this. There we go. Alright, 1 for 1 here tonight. And I am... Where's that? Oh, dang. I'm up $87. I'm up $87. And that was a 1 for 1. Alright, okay. Alright, we broke through this pivot. Oh, this is going to be one where I think I wish I held a runner. I think this is going to be one I'm going to look back and say, oh, if I would have held a runner, you know, a retest of 79. That's okay. That's okay. Manage my risk. I only want to put one contract. That was $300. So fast. I bet gold's holding a little bit on that one. Gold retested these 49.90s where we opened. where we open. We're retesting those 49.90s. Nice level of support and resistance. I see a couple. There's some good hashtag slow markets. Some of my, like I said, I have to share a lot of. I have to not share a lot of the hashtag slow markets. Like there's limits, right? And if it's good, I'll share it here on air. Watching gold. Yeah, we bouncing off those 49.90s. Yeah, that's a big decision, right? That's kind of what I will always be struggling with in many markets, and especially when markets change, right? Market states change. When market states change, that's going to be something you always will struggle with. For me, anyway. For me, because I can only base it off my own trading, is, oh, if you always had a runner, if only I had a runner. Well, you don't know. If you have a realistic expectation for a trade, you take it. Base it here, base it there. Silver, it's too volatile, too crazy. I'm not going to be able to open more than a couple micros. Like 1 micro is plenty for this account. For gold, sure, 2 maybe 3 micros. That will allow me to. I'm only speaking on my trading right now, and this account. 3 micros, 3 contracts. That allows me to scale out, take profits for 1 or 2, and then leave a runner. And then for the NASDAQ, sure, NASDAQ, I could probably build a bigger position, which is crazy because it's less volatile. It's weird saying NASDAQ less volatile. If I could get 5 micros, 10 on this one. Look at this short. It's all right. Let's do it because I love. Yeah, that shorts. The shorts. Top of the hour came and gone. Top of the hour came and gone. Yeah, Combine is working, but XFA's not. In what? I'm not sure. No, Topstep did not ban metals. That's just, like I said, there's a lot of. I said this when I started the stream. There's always going to be. And it seems I thought it would pass, but there's always going to be speculation. It looks like this, I think this, maybe that. Don't feed into any of that. Topstep has not banned metals. It's restricted them though, and it's all over the board, right? It's like it's not solely Topstep. Like it's my personal brokerage running. Bumping up margins on silver, since the beginning of the year. There's a lot of this happens. Market states change, volatility pump up, and just only go with facts. Man, I tell you what, what gets me? What gets me is the AI. The AI is what freaking gets me. Sometimes, this has been a bad habit of mine lately. Doom scrolling. Ever since I got Instagram, I catch myself in the middle of the night scrolling and I see something and I don't even know if it's real or not, and I have to look and see. I'm like, God. And it's disappointing when I see something that I thought looked cool be fake. Well, yeah, that was AI. Okay. So can you tell me what are the facts? The facts in what exactly? Please. I don't mind. I'll share all the knowledge that I have. The facts that I know are the same ones that I either get by email, right, from Topstep, right, Topstep's official email, or Topstep's official help page. That is the best place to get facts. Also, the Topstep support, the Twitter on X, I guess, X. Right, so here's, I'm going to share this. This is a link, right? Oh, it's bright, though. It is bright. Because here's this link. This is what I know. If you want to know facts. This is the risk adjustments, high risk volatility. This happens when markets go crazy, right? I've seen it in crude. Remember, I don't know if anybody was trading. You see this sometimes. I've seen it a lot during COVID, 2020, COVID. Seen a lot of margin increase when still crude went to negative, right? Crude went to negative. That was insane. But here you go. When I read this, right, this is the facts. This is not speculation. This is not, I think this or think that. This is the facts. Micro contracts, right? Minis. If you're referring to minis, like, oh, yeah. So mini contract restrictions. So go through, read this. These are the facts. This is what I base my answers off of. I would not be able to like say, oh, this. Or it's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not support, guys. Oh, but that was bright, though. That was freaking bright. Dakota, why do you trade on Google Chrome? What do you recommend using the PC? I've always used Google Chrome. I'd be hard. I don't have enough experience using other web browsers to have a recommendation. I just say this has been what you see right here has been my trade setup for a while now. Appreciate for taking the time to answer my questions. Always, brain. Sometimes the one thing I wish I could have that I don't have or I haven't had for a very long time is a legit decent discussion on social media. That's just impossible, right? It's like, hey, you have a different opinion? Let's actually have a legit adult discussion about this. Nah, that doesn't happen. That shit doesn't happen. I tried. Yeah, same here. Yeah. You use Edge? I don't think I've ever used anything other than Chrome for a very long time. Is NQ gonna bounce here or fill the gap? I'm not sure. We're watching gold here. We're watching gold up $87. Up 87. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been crazy. Been crazy. We're back above 70,000. Okay, that's positive. That's very good. It was scary. It was scary there for Bitcoin, right? We were just selling off. We were selling off on Bitcoin pretty dramatically. But it always looks the scariest at the bottom. Where were we going to bottom? It looks like we did get down to 60,000. Me personally, like I said, this has nothing to do against anybody. Nothing against crypto bros. I would like to see Bitcoin sell off even further. I personally would like to see Bitcoin sell off any further. Last time I discussed Bitcoin, I was looking for these lows. 64,000. Sure enough, we got to those lows. Man, see, DBA concepts, right? Very basic technical analysis, price structure. A lot of times it doesn't matter what the underlying is. If you remember last week, was it last week? I don't know. I was looking for this level. Sure enough, that's kind of where we bounced. I was looking for that level. I don't want to say I want to see blood in the water. I don't want to see anybody lose money. But for me, in a personal perspective, I want to buy stuff cheaper. If I want to buy something for a very long time and hold it, because if I buy, say, a couple Bitcoins, is that what you call it? If I buy a couple Bitcoins, I want to buy it as cheap as possible. And for me, I want everyone to be panicking. That sounds bad, but I want to see like 50,000. I want to see like 40,000s. I want to see stuff like saying like, it's going like that. To me is where I'm like, okay, give me a piece of that, because I look at risk reward as well, right? If I'm going to hold something for a very long time, and right now the potential is 75%. Now 75% is pretty good, but I could go and I could buy some options on some stock, and the potential is much, much greater. But I would look right now, I'm like, okay, 70% to get to all-time highs. Sure, we could more than double, but I'm going to be honest, I could find safer stocks. I honestly could find safer stocks right now with greater percent potential if I have option plays. So I'm going to just hold. I'm going to wait till everyone else starts to panic even more. If I miss out on the opportunity, I miss out. If Bitcoin goes to 200,000, I'm like, oh, dang it. I was having this conversation when Bitcoin was at 65,000, right? Hey, I had the same conversation. Yeah, I did. I was looking for below 80 and I decided not to. I had this same conversation when Bitcoin touched 10,000 for the very first time. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't like it. I don't know enough about it. There's been a lot. There's been a lot throughout my trading career where there's been stocks, there's been penny stocks, there's been opportunities that I've said no to, and you look back with hindsight and you wish that you would have done it. And there's also some where I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did not do that. So it's give or take. It's give and take for anything. Crypto is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. Yeah, isn't that everything? Everything's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. Now the old school in me, I'm not very old, but it's because I don't know a lot about the crypto world. But if I was to choose between one Bitcoin versus one stock of equal value, I'd go with the stock because I own a company, right? I own, a company that's bringing in revenue. I don't know what do you get with Bitcoin is I don't know. Like, what can I do with Bitcoin, right? Is the Bitcoin doing anything for me? Is it Bitcoin's not paying me dividends? And I just don't know enough about it. I do not know enough about it to be able to say anything. I know a lot about stocks though. I know a lot about stocks. I know. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I just don't know enough. I wish I did. I just haven't had the time to sit there and dive in depth. Sailor making dividend off his Bitcoin hedge? I don't know. Can you please check the NASDAQ? Let's take a look. Should we take a look at the NASDAQ? Okay. Man, we had a bounce there. What a bounce. Yeah, I zoomed in. This is the first time I'm looking at 5 minutes. So this is what I'm thinking about NASDAQ. We had a gap. Right? Gap. So that's something that might get filled. Like to see it get filled before I look to trade it. There's an opportunity there. It looks like we tried to fill not so much the gap. We didn't really try and fill the gap yet. That higher low so far right now. We're up 0.25%. I looked at the hourly chart. This was one heck of a rally, right? Like that is a rally. I talked about that a moment ago. Beautiful rally. You like to see a pullback to get into a long, but remember, how long can you watch the market rally when someone's waiting? Oh, there has to be a pullback. There has to be a pullback. And the pullback never happens. We just keep going. I mean, 25,200s. I would not be surprised if this gap is filled tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Monday. We could take a look at some of these news events. Holy speakers. Like, wow. Waller speaker. Man, what was tomorrow the Super Bowl of speakers? Am I missing something here? Is tomorrow the Super Bowl of speakers? Look how many Fed speakers we have throughout the day. And then Coca-Cola earnings. We got retail sales. More speakers. Non-farm payrolls on the 11th. Wednesday? We're having non-farm on a Wednesday. Okay. And then jobless claims, of course, on Thursday. And then CPI on Friday. So we got one heck of a week. We got a very busy week, honestly. Yeah, call. No, it's because they pushed it, right? This is the non-farm that was supposed to be on Friday last week. They pushed it to Wednesday now. Okay. That makes just for more volatility, I guess, in these markets. Yeah, I will be on tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Tomorrow, Coach Jay is going to be joining me. It's always a good time. Yeah, nothing really happened in the NASDAQ. Let's go. We got 15 minutes left. Yeah, because of that mini shutdown, right? It's just frustrating for traders, though. Frustrating for traders, it can be, for sure. Is the silver micro futures tick value changing tomorrow? Why would it change? Am I missing something there? I don't think the tick value is changing. Unless I'm missing something. The two best traders? Who's the two best traders? Who are the two best? I'm not the best trader. Don't put me in the conversation of best trader. You're staying on at least until the Super Bowl's done, right? No, I'll stay on for 13 more minutes. Okay. Frustrating for trading. I'm okay. All right. I'm an okay trader. Some of the best traders you'll never see on social media. You'll never see on YouTube. They are on an island somewhere, just living their life. Yeah. I'm profitable. Some months I'm profitable. Some months I struggle. You get to see both. Can you please talk about how you deal with not falling into FOMO and building the disciplined? Trade small and care less, right? The less you care, the smaller you trade, and the more you just focus on the risk management, the easier it is to manage your emotions, right? Like gold, any market. I tell you what, I had the biggest FOMO, and you could ask Coach Jay, was in silver. It was so hard for me to just dealing with emotions, and I'll tell you why. Oh man, it still just gives me like just turns my stomach thinking about it. This is silver, okay? Extremely volatile. Like, look at this sell-off. 40% sell-off. Yeah, Coach Jay knows, because I vented to Coach Jay over this. I shorted silver. I did short silver. Remember, this is my personal, and this is when the margin on it was $107,000. I got short at 113. 113. Okay. And this was 3 minis. And I held it. And on the day, which was January 29th, I closed it out for a $50,000 loss. The very next day, it sold off. It hurts. It does. To be short 3 mini silver, closing it out for a $50,000 loss, and the very next day just watching it just go. I was sick to my stomach. It's just like, yeah, the P&L on that, it was $15,000 for every $1 move, and yeah, obviously you could do that, and it's like, okay, there's a $38 move, but then I wouldn't have closed it out all the way down there. I would have I was looking for these upper 90s. I wasn't looking for a 40% sell-off. I was like, okay, if we do get a massive correction, maybe we get 10%. Maybe we look at $100. So I was looking for like a $13 move, $13, $15,000, do the math. But Yeah, it's easy to go back, right? It's easy to go back and do math like this on woulda, coulda, shoulda trades, because I've had so many of them. But being involved in like a historic move like silver, and to be able to just go back and be like, yeah, I caught that short. Yeah, remember that historic sell-off on silver? I was short that. You just have to get over it, because there's been so many trades where I've taken big losses like that, relatively big losses, right? Because it's all relative. And you hear me say this phrase a lot. I wasn't wrong. I was just early. Freaking sucks. But small size, manage your risk. If you know your risk and you are able to accept the risk, there's nothing you could do, right? You put money into the markets, and if you accept the risk, there's nothing else, right? Nothing's 100% when it comes to trading. You have to understand anything can happen. Anything can happen in these markets. I would have cried. It's not so much of like the loss. The loss was like it is minimal for me, because it's, like I said, it's relative. It was more about just how historical that sell-off was. It just like, ugh. Of course, I could have used 100 grand, $100,000, a little extra. It never hurt no one. All right, gold, we got to bounce up to these 12s. We got that rally in gold here. I caught it, closed it, and dropped it more than 10 points. Do we look for a short here? Maybe. James, hey mates, can you explain the restrictions to trading silver and micro gold for a new XFA account? The one thing, this is what I could explain. I explained it earlier. Let me see. Do I still have that link? James, go to that link. It explains that. Like, that's the information that I know. But yeah, it shouldn't be too complicated, right? The one thing that what I do hope for is, I hope this volatility slows down a little bit. I hope that things start to calm down, and then, the restrictions are lifted. I hope that across the board, not just here, but everywhere. Right? That's kind of what we want as traders. Traders never want to be restricted, but we don't want to also see this insane volatility. I don't want to see traders lose accounts. That's the last thing I would ever want. But yeah, I'd love to see this market settle down this week, and I don't know how soon like restrictions could get lifted. I want them to reduce the margin so I could like trade my personal a little bit better. CME needs to reduce the margin. That's what they need to do. You wish the volatility keeps increasing. CC, your volume, right? I hope the volume increases, but I don't know what you mean by volatility. That would be insane. The nano contracts, are the nano contracts supposed to be out tomorrow? Someone confirm that. Now, it's not going to be at Topstep. The nano contracts, I don't know if that's going to be the exact name for it. It's going to be a little bit till they're at like a prop firm or like at Topstep, because obviously with any good decision, you got to see how they're going to be reacting and how they're going to be trading. The 8th. Okay. So it is already tomorrow. Wouldn't it be tonight? What's up, V9? Dakota would have definitely made a lot of money if the restrictions wasn't there. I don't think it would have made a difference for me, to be honest, in my trading. I've been trading 2-3 contracts. I might have lost. I'm gonna be honest. I probably would have lost a little more money than I did. All right, here we go. gold long. Let's see if we could get into this long for a breakout. This is the same trade I was looking for earlier. Same trade I was looking for earlier. Let's see if I could get it now. Playing for a breakout. All right, gonna add to it. Gonna add. Let's break through this into the. I want to see these 30s come into play. It's taking a minute. Kind of flagged right here for a second. I need to see this go. AG says you're in this long before I am again. Well, let's see if we could get the gold to rally here. I need to see it go now. I don't like how it's hesitating. The way it's hesitating right now is not what I want to see for a breakout trade. Breaking through this nice little level of resistance. I need to see momentum. So we need to see it go. Just hanging out here. 22s. Okay, then trade something else. Market trader. It's taking its time. Hanging out. Someone says shorting. Oh, not to you. This is the slow markets I know and love. Yeah, love might not be the right word. Shorting. We're waiting. I need to see it go. The longer it takes, the less I like this as a breakout trade. We got that momentum burst and just stopped. You know what they say? The best way to get the market to turn around is I place a trade in the direction that it's going. Hey, yeah, if you want gold to short, if you want gold to go down, you know, have faith. I'll buy it for you. As soon as I get into a long. It happened with the NASDAQ last week. Legit just freaking sold the bottom. Alright, I'm gonna give this another minute. Bottom of the hour coming. Bottom of the hour is in 1 minute. $0.5 years in theory. In theory. Less than a minute now. Less than a minute. All right. Okay, 30 seconds. Seeing some buyers step in. Seeing some buyers step in. That's it's good. Let's go for let's get one last winning trade right here. So far, I've had 2 trades, 1 winner, 1 loser, and I'm up $84. Let's see if this is a winner. I'll be 2 for 3, right? Or 2 and 1, 2 for 3. However you want to do that. 2 winners, 1 loser. Let's see if we could get this gold to rally into the 30s. Or if I'm just going to have to just take it on the chin again. And let's see. Hey, Dakota, did you see the Topstep Bowl commercial? I have not. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I'm here trading. All right. All right. We didn't get the breakout. Minus 35. 1 winner and 2 losses. Down $35. You know what? As much as I hate losing money, it's not too bad, right? I talk about risk management. Play the song. Look. All right. Yeah. Play the freaking song. Play the song. You happy?
That got me.
I just said I wasn't wrong. I'm just early. Look at this gold. If gold pumps now. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I will be on 10 a.m. Central. Tomorrow is going to be a good one. Look at this gold. I'm just gonna turn these markets down and go enjoy the rest of my night. Take care, everybody. See you.